Is Saturday, July 11th, 2026. As usual, we'll give it a few minutes for people to join, and then we'll get started. Hey, Mike, how are you, brother? Sun finally came out today. It was a horrible rainy morning. Just came back from the gun range, so it's perfect timing. I'm really liking that Tucker and Bird holster for the Delta Elite, Mike. They did an awesome job with that. What's the status on yours? I do have a giveaway today, so I will wait for more people to join. Well, I'm sure Tucker will make good on it. I mean, I've had very good experience with them. One of our members, Ozzy, made a holster for me for my 1911s. Should have that actually in the mail today. I was hoping I would have had it. I would have liked to show it to you guys, but um, probably be here later on today. I'll show it on Wednesday's stream. All right, people are joining, so I guess we'll get started now. Don't have much in Second Amendment news, but I do have some, and it is, a win is a win. So in Kentucky, they passed a bill allowing 18-year-olds to conceal carry. And the governor vetoed that bill. And a day or two ago, Kentucky legislation overrode the governor's veto. So now adults 18 and older can apply for concealed carry permits. It was 21, and the dumbass governor vetoed the bill. So I'm glad legislation overrode the governor's veto. You're seeing more and more of this lately where people have enough, and They're fighting back, and that's what we need to do. Looks like it's going to be a slow afternoon here today. We usually have a lot more people on the stream. I guess as the summer is getting shorter, people have more and more things to do. But regardless of how many people are here, we'll do it anyway. Yeah, give them a call Monday, Mike. I'm curious on what they do because, like I said, I've had nothing but good experiences with Tucker and Bird. So I did go to the range this morning. I finally did get to shoot my new SIG P365X macro, and this is the limited edition candy green Cerakoted version, I guess, from Shark Coast Tactical. And I was very surprised. I will be doing a full review on that gun. Shoots very well. I'm also going to do a review comparing that to the Glock 19. It's a pleasure to shoot, I got to tell you, and it shoots as good, if not better, than my Glock 19. More importantly, also at the range today, I did get to shoot my new Colt Delta Elite. Yes, I did, Mike. I shot that new Delta Elite today. I had very high expectations for that gun, and it did live up to the expectations. I mean, it is a full-size government model 10 millimeter, and I guess because of the weight, it's 36 ounces empty, and I guess because of the weight and the 5-inch barrel, it's a fairly soft shooting 10 millimeter. It shoots really nice. For some people, it's kind of hard to get past that price tag of, almost $1,300, but in my opinion, it's worth every freaking penny. I have my Colt government model in 45 ACP, and that's one of my favorites. But this, I got to tell you, this Delta Elite, this may be my new everyday carry. Hey, Nikki, how you doing there, brother? Thanks for joining. The only pet peeve I have about that Delta Elite is that it only comes with magazine, and that just pisses me off. My Colt 45 also only came with one magazine. You would think when you're spending $1,200 on a gun that you'd get two mags, and that just is a pet peeve of mine that you only get one magazine. I mean, Christ, even the Taurus gives you two mags. But I like the Wilson Combat magazines anyway. So when I ordered the Delta Elite, being I knew it was going to take about a month to come in, I ordered a couple 10 millimeter mags from Wilson Combat. Those are my favorite mags anyway. I run them in all my 1911s. I do have a giveaway today. I don't know how many people out here have a 1911 and how many people are left-handed, but I do have a Urban Carry lock leather belt holster for a 1911 that is left-handed. It's brand new. It was sent to me to review, and they sent me two of them, so I will be giving them away. No, actually, I will put that in the chat. Yeah, good one, MK. You know what? I'm going to put my address in here. And if you're left-handed and you own a 1911 and you want the Urban Carry lock leather outside the waistband holster, send me your. Hey, Mike Klingebell, how you doing there, buddy? Send me your shipping address and I'll get it out to you. I will randomly pick someone. Hey, Randall, how you doing there, brother? Good day to you. So I took the Delta Elite to the range, shot it at 25 yards, had fairly good grouping, for the first time out of the box. And I was surprised how soft it shoots, I guess, because it's got the, steel frame. My Glock 20's got a lot more recoil. Well, life's treating me pretty good there, sir. I did get to shoot my new SIG P365X macro today as well. Very pleasantly surprised with that. I also, if any of you guys have SIGs, you know how outrageously expensive their magazines are. Well, I didn't feel like paying $50-something. So I went and I bought the Magpul A-Mags. And I got to tell you, you guys have seen my videos. I'm normally not a big fan of aftermarket magazines, but those Magpul A-Mags for the SIG, phenomenal. And they're a lot cheaper. I mean, I could buy 3 of those for the price of 2 SIGs. They are stainless steel. They're not plastic. They are made in the USA. Larson Christopher, welcome. No, I agree, Larson. I use a lot of the Magpul. Matter of fact, all my AR mags are Magpuls, and they've never failed me. But I didn't know how their pistol mags were going to be, and I shot probably 150 rounds through them, not a single hiccup. So I definitely recommend them, and I for sure would have no issues using them for everyday carry. I normally don't recommend carrying with aftermarket mags, but those things have been flawless. And Desert Jacks, welcome. Yeah, like I said, I've used Magpul for my ARs for years, but never tried their pistol uh, magazines. I'm not a fan of their polymer mags for the Glocks, but these are stainless steel. Yeah, yeah, they do, Randall. Actually, I am not a fan of the Magpul P mags for the Glock. They're really cheesy. I'm not a fan of those. Hey, Kevin, thanks for joining. Everything is going well here. Hope you are too as well. So I've been looking at the Rossi Brawler, just to screw around in the backyard with. And it's a 9-inch pistol that breaks like a shotgun. Um, and it takes either 45 Colt or 410 shotgun shells. And I think that would be a lot of fun to use in the backyard. Um, and they're cheap. It's like $260. I'm really tempted to get one of those. A friend of mine gave me one to review a long time ago, and um, I think for $250, it's a worthwhile toy to have just for entertainment. Since I've been paring down some of my guns in my collection and buying better stuff, um, I think I bought a lot of guns that are practical. Yeah, I agree, Mike. For the Glock and stuff, the PMags are great when you got to drop them on the ground and stuff. But the polymer PMags, I definitely would not use as a carry magazine for sure. Larson, that what kind of AR is that? I mean, that just seems a little steep. I mean, I guess with the 3,000 rounds of ammo, um, it's worth it. So now I guess when I go to the gun store, um, it's harder and harder, to find a gun I want because I have enough of them. Now maybe I'll start buying guns that are impractical, like maybe a Bond Arms Derringer or the Rossi Brawler. Again, for those who just joined, I did put my email address in the chat. I am having a giveaway today. I have a Urban Carry Lock Leather 1911 holster, but it's left-handed. So if you're left-handed and you have a 1911, um, send me your contact information or your shipping information, and I will randomly pick someone and get it out to you. uh, yeah, I knew that 40 cal was going to come up, Mike. I figured it would either be you or Duke. I got to tell you though that Delta Elite 10 millimeter, I think that's going to be my new everyday carry. It was worth the wait. It took almost a month for that to come in. I'm trying to read through the comments. I apologize if I don't get to them. They do scroll by very quickly. Oh God, Duke. Let me guess. 40 caliber. Um, it's kind of sort of true, Larson. Some of them went to 357 SIG, but yeah, now it seems like 9 millimeter is the standard again. But I'm not going to get into my rant uh, about the 40 caliber. Um, Raw head Rex. I guess if you have a threaded barrel on your revolver, um, you can put a silencer on it. First of all, for like all the 9mm guys that keep saying, follow up shots. First of all, um, if you shoot a 10mm, you don't have to do that double tap crap that the 9mm guys do. And honestly, unless you're limp wristed, 10mm is really not that bad, especially if you're buying ammo off the shelf, because off the shelf ammo in 10mm is really watered down 40 caliber ammo. You're not going to notice it unless you get to real hot loads or buffalo bore. It's pre-COVID. You got to go away. Finally, I was wondering how long it was going to take before the liberals started crawling out of their mommy and daddy's basements. But anyway, Desert Jacks, yeah, I mean, any barrel can be threaded. And I wouldn't be shocked now if, you know, revolvers are coming out of the box with threaded barrels. Hey, Latoya Nix, and congrats on your Glock 19 Gen 6. Oh, so Chop BMW, you actually live in your mommy and daddy's attic. Good for you. Yeah, Latoya, the only thing Glock really screwed up on is that they came out with a Gen 6, and at this time, you would think they would have made it modular like everybody else is doing. Um, and I don't know why they didn't do that, and I think it's really going to hurt them. I mean, Sig Sauer and Springfield, um, they they're all modular. The serial numbers on the fire control group, so you can buy frames, barrels, and slides without going to an FFL. And I think Glock had the perfect opportunity to do that with the Gen 6, and they missed the boat. Um, well, Hendrix, that's a good question, and I'm imagining you do get some sound out of the gap between the cylinder and the barrel, but it still has to greatly reduce the noise. Hey, Kevin. Um, Actually, the gun range I shoot at Greene County Range. It's an outdoor only range. I teach my classes there, and they just built a new skeet and trap range. It's brand new, and it's electronic. It's no more pulling. Um, my wife's got a Remington 870, and she wanted to go skeet shooting, so we went there. She does pretty well. I suck at it. Um, Not really a big fan of long guns because I've been shooting handguns my whole life, and um, that's just me. YCD guns. So that's awesome that they have digital targets. Um, kind of almost like when you dry fire train at home with Mantis Laser Academy or um, LED targets. That's good. Um, you know, especially when you're far away and you can't see the holes. Um, that visual representation is very good. Good one, Larson. So the range that we go to, it's like stupid cheap. It's like you're on your honor system, and it's like $3 a hundred for the clays, and they give you the clicker, and you just press the clicker, and um, it either comes out of one side. There's a building on each side. It either comes out of the top of one, the bottom of the other, or vice versa. Um, and my wife shoots clay targets pretty well. I just suck at sporting clays, but then again, I've only done it once or twice. Maybe if I practiced, but I just I'm a fire. I'm a pistol guy, so I just really don't have interest in it. Hey, Charlie. Um, that's a good question. Um, People should have to periodically renew their automobile license since driving is a privilege, not a right. But yet, Second Amendment is a right and not a privilege, and we have to renew our permits. They should have to do the same thing. I agree. Um, People that drive could have, uh, over the years, physical disabilities or even mental disabilities. Um, so, yeah, they should. Yeah, Larson, I'm outside of Knoxville, Tennessee, and Bud's Gun Shop has a range there, and for $60, you could rent a full auto AR. And when my friends from New Jersey came down, um, we went there, and it was the most fun $60 I ever spent. You get three 30-round mags and a T-shirt that says "I went full auto at Bud's," and you can either rent a AR-15 or an AK-47, and that's a lot of fun. And I see we have a bunch of new people on our stream today, which is good. Welcome, everyone. We do this live stream every Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock Eastern, and every Saturday at 12 noon Eastern. Hey, Mellingham. Happy Saturday to you too. Welcome back. Again, to all of our people new to the stream, this is kind of an open forum. We don't really have an agenda. We just discuss firearms or accessories, etc. Um, Even if we have discussions and have arguments, arguments are good as long as they're respectful. Because I've learned a lot from you guys during some of the arguments we've had. It makes me um, think and look at other point of views. So um, I learned just as much from you guys. I'll tell you, one of the coolest gun ranges I've ever seen. When my wife and I went out to Nashville a couple weeks ago, um, we went to the Glock store. And the Glock store has got what they call range 270, and it is a 270-degree shooting range, which is really cool. It's like $100 an hour, but you do get the whole range to yourself. AG, I don't own a Ross Martin, but I have shot them, and they're fairly good pistols for the money. I first saw them at the GOA Expo, or maybe it was the NRA Expo, and I did fire one, and they're not bad for the money. Again, for those that are new on the stream today, um, I'll put my email address in here again. I do have a giveaway today. It is brand new. It is a Urban Carry lock leather belt holster, but it's left-handed for 1911. I happen to be left-handed, and they sent me two of them to review. I don't need them both, so I'm going to give one away. I know there's not a lot of left-handed people, or make it even worse, left-handed people that have 1911s. But if there are any out there, send me your shipping information, and I will randomly pick somebody. I'm curious, does anyone out there have a Bond Arms Derringer? There seems to be quite a delay here. Maybe, I don't know whether it's something goofy on YouTube, but oh, and by the way, the Rossi Brawler, that's a single shot pistol with a 9-inch barrel, breaks like a shotgun, um, and it will accept either 410 shotguns or 45 Colts. But I see now on Grab a Gun that they also have them in 300 Blackout and 5.56. So that's very interesting. Um, like I said, because I got enough guns. It's very difficult now when I go to a gun store um, to find the gun I want, unless it's a revolver or another 1911. So maybe I'll just start getting impractical guns like the Rossi Brawler or Derringer or something stupid. Yeah, Duke, you had to go to a range in Chicago. I mean, isn't the whole city of Chicago a shooting range? I mean, even though their mayor won't admit they have a crime problem. Yeah, you know what, Mike? I may actually start going the rifle route again. Um, like I said, I'm not really a big long gun person, but I did get the Henry lever action, and I do have some ARs. Um, and I'm thinking maybe I would get a Creedmoor, but I think probably in order of priority, I'm still really seriously thinking about that Ruger 1022 250th anniversary. Um, and then Mike, I got to get that Smith and Wesson M&P 10 millimeter. I got the 9. I got to get it in 10 millimeter. Larson, which are you referring to that are nice? And I don't know what one you guys are talking about, but I got the Henry Big Boy uh, 357 carbine lever action with the brass side gate and the brass trim. And it's a beautiful gun. I don't know whether this is my Wi-Fi connection or what, but it seems that YouTube's got quite a bit of lag there because I'm using my phone and I'm using my tablet, and they're not in sync. Yeah, I'm gonna assume that that's YouTube because my Wi-Fi here is pretty fast, and like I said, the I'm doing the stream on my phone, but I'm using the laptop to answer questions and enter comments, and there's quite a quite a bit of lag. I would say like 30 seconds or more between when the message is on my laptop versus my phone. But you know, out of all the YouTube channels running with live streams, it kind of makes sense. Those that are new to the channel, I'd appreciate it if you would subscribe to our channel, turn on your notifications, like and watch as many videos as you can. We earn our revenue based on watch time hours, and that's what we use to purchase firearms. So the Colt Delta Elite, uh, when you think about it, was paid for by you guys because um, my revenue comes from the watch time hours of the videos watched. So thank you all who have subscribed and um, watch, share, and like our videos. We have almost 1,000 of them out there. Um, share our channel to all your friends that are gun enthusiasts. The more revenue we generate, the more stuff we can buy to review for you guys. Um, I have some more stuff coming in the mail to review. Um, don't even remember what they are yet. Um, as far as grips on polymer frame, I've been using Talon grips for a while now, and Def Grips just contacted me, and they just sent me a set of grips for the pistol and an AR-15. Yes, Kevin. If you want to support Pro Gun, on my channel, there's a store or shopping button. Actually, store. Um, and we have Pro Gun coffee mugs and T-shirts. We don't make any money on them. Matter of fact, they're drop shipped right to you guys, and we don't make anything on them. We just have them out there because people ask for them. Every once in a while, I wear my Pro Gun shirt, and people ask me where I got it, and ask me where I got my Pro Gun coffee mug from. So that's where it is. Matter of fact, yes. So right next to the membership button, there's a store button. Another thing people could do if they want to help support our channel, think about becoming a member. We appreciate that as well. We do have a few people that are members. Yeah, I agree, Duke. The Talon grips are great, but the Def grips look even better. They're neoprene. And the guy told me when I put it on to pour a cup of water over it to see what it does, because it's supposed to look really cool. You can dump water on it and it supposedly just evaporates. So I think when I do the review of that, I'll probably do that just to see how it works. But, you know, when you have a polymer frame pistol, you don't really have many options other than grip tape and, you know, Hogue grips. That's why I like my 1911s and my revolvers. I can put whatever grips I want on them. No, Duke, I didn't post a video on it yet. I didn't even take them out of the package yet. I just put the Talon grips that were sent to me on my Smith & Wesson M&P 2.0 10 millimeter. And I'm going to have to take them off to put the Def grips on it to see what ones I like better. But the Def grips look good. I'm curious. You know, I can't wait to pour water over it like the guy said. And just a time check, it is 12:35. We will end this stream at 1 o'clock. So you guys have anything you want to discuss or questions, etc., because we also do questions and answers. Post them here in the chat and we'll get to it. Duke, you're going to start reloading now that you got that Glock 20? And there's Ozzy. Welcome back, brother. My mail didn't come yet, but the holster you sent me is out for delivery. I was hoping it would be here today so I can show it off to everybody, but I will show it on Wednesday's stream. Yeah, the reason I asked you about the Gen for your Glock 20, Duke, is that mine is a Gen 3, and I use the Hogue grips on it because It just gives you a really nice feeling of it. It's not a gun that I carry, obviously, because it's big and bulky. So the rubber grip isn't an issue sticking to your clothes and your skin. Yeah, I got the Hogue grips for the Glock Gen 3, and that's what I put on my Glock 20. I think I got them on Amazon for like $15, and they're really they're really good. They make it a lot more comfortable. Um, may want to look into that. It was a good $15 investment. Yep, you definitely got to practice your grip. You don't want to be limping. You don't want to be limp wristing a 10 millimeter. All the limp wristed people, they all shoot 40s. Oh, I I use Talon grips on my Glock 19X and my Glock 19, but I really do like the Hogue grips um, for the Glock 20. However, I do have to tell you that if you use those Hogue grips, um, you need a lot of patience. I ripped one set putting them on, and then I learned a trick and I use Dawn dishwashing detergent inside, and then it slides on a lot easier. Um, the Hogue grips are nice, but they take a lot of patience. Super Chad, I don't understand what your statement means. Now, I have a Remington 308 bolt action. It's a great gun, but I like my 300 Blackout. I like my 5.56 as well. No, the Second Amendment has got nothing to do with hunting, regardless of what the liberals say. But fortunately, we have been making some wins, um, and I'm expecting even more. Good for you, Super Chad. You know what? JFK was a liberal too, but he was a gun owner. He was a good man, belonged to the NRA. He loved shooting. Yeah, exactly, Ozzy. That's what I use. Put a little bit of Dawn in there and water, and even then, it was still a little hard to put on. Um, I did I did rip a set, but if you're patient, it works. There's very few on the left that are Second Amendment super chat. I got to tell you, most of the liberals they hate guns except when they're used to shoot at our president, and I don't really care who I piss off. Yeah, the grip didn't roll up that much. It's um, maybe because it's you know it was very short. All right, Super Chad, I think it's time for you to go in your mommy and daddy's basement. But thank you for your entertainment. Bye bye. Well, Duke, we lasted this long. I'm surprised we didn't have more of them today. think we only had one or two on Wednesday. Exactly, Kevin. They, yeah, they don't want people with guns, but yet they have bodyguards that have guns. And then the ironic thing about it is they all hate guns except when it comes to shooting our president. Um, and the funny thing about it is anytime there's a shooting, the liberals always start with, we need more gun laws. We need more gun laws. Well, look at Chicago. That dumbass mayor refuses to admit they have a crime problem. Illinois has some of the most stringent gun laws in the country, but, oh, that's right, the bad guys don't pay attention to gun laws. That's the moronic thing about it. Oh, no, Duke, I was saying I was surprised that it lasted this long with the liberals crawling out of their parents' basements. And we only had like one on Wednesday. Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. Like, they hate guns, but yet they know that guns are the only things that could keep you safe. Yeah, I agree, Duke. I can't stand either of them. And actually, it's too bad because um, I love football and um, I always liked Travis Kelsey. Um, I have respect for his accomplishments, but as soon as he hooked up with her, um, my opinion of him changed because unfortunately, he's guilty by association. Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, it's not about football anymore. Every time the Chiefs play, you just see that dumbass Taylor Swift. Um, well, my laptop is like really dragging. Yeah. Well, guess what? My internet is out here. No wonder why it's dragging. All right, now it's back. Hmm. All right, that explains it. Yeah. Well, you know what, Duke? That's just like all liberals claim to be socialists, but they're really communists. Unfortunately, the jackass governor in Virginia, um, at least the judge temporarily halted her AR-15 ban. Um, I'm real, I guess, anxious and concerned that the Supreme Court agreed to hear whether states have the right to ban AR-15s or not, because you never see, um, you just don't know what these guys are going to do. I mean, if the Supreme Court rules in favor for us, saying that states can't make up their own gun bans, then every state in the country, everyone will be able to own AR-15s, and that's great. But you don't know what you're going to get because, I mean, look what the Supreme Court did. They torpedoed this whole thing now that, you know, foreigners come here and when their child is born in the U.S., they're automatically citizens. So you just don't know what you're going to get. Well, this one fast. We got 10 minutes left, guys. Yep, that is true. Yeah, that you may be right there, Ozzy. I mean, unfortunately, they didn't say when they would hear it. And Julia, I like 5.7. I like that caliber a lot. I like the fact that it doesn't really have a trajectory. It's kind of a straight shooting. What rounds? I like the 5.7 round. I like the fact that it pretty much shoots flat and doesn't um, taper off like the 9mm does. I have the Ruger 5.7. It's got very low recoil. And it was intended for piercing soft body armor. Well, if we're talking about a rifle, I would say the 5.56 and the 308 rounds run best for me. Um, I'm not really married to a specific brand of ammo. I guess I got lucky because they all seem to work very well. Like I use the American Eagle 5.56. They're reasonably priced. I've never had any failures. Um, for my 308, I use Federal, um, but the 308 is so expensive to shoot. It's not like I'm going to be going to the range shooting hundreds of rounds of Federal ammo. I mean, but for the most part, I'm a handgun guy. I'm really not a long gun guy. Oh, I'm sorry about that, Julia. Okay. Um, I have two boxes of it sitting on my reloading bench down in the basement, and I can't recall what they are. But I do know that it was fairly expensive. I think I paid $40 a box. Um, and I've tried a couple different brands. Oh, I think it's Winchester actually. Um, 5.7 is also not recommended to reload, um, which kind of is a deal breaker for me. Um, I reload all of my handgun rounds. Um, I don't know, Duke. I kind of have reservations about Chinese anything. mean, I know there's some things that we buy here, you just can't help it, right? Um, Almost freaking everything is made in China. We don't make anything here anymore. Okay, the MK Ling. Yeah. All right, Mike. Thanks, brother. We got to go for ice cream again one day. But even brands like Hornady. Um, I bought a Hornady lockbox, and now see what they're doing is they all try to get fancy now, right? Now they say, um, designed or manufactured in the USA or built in the USA. They're not made in the USA. What they're doing is they're buying parts from China and they're putting it together here. But we got about 5 minutes left, guys. And finally, the sun is out. Man, it rained freaking hard this morning. I took the dog to the dog park. He didn't want to get out of the car. And I wound up going to the indoor range today because it was pouring out. The range I normally go to is outdoors only, and that wouldn't have been any fun. Yeah, I agree with you, Duke. They are disposable. Unfortunately, you know, I review a lot of products, and a lot of them are sent to me. And, you know, even products that are very good quality, I look at the tag, um, and almost almost anything is made in China, unfortunately. I don't mind when stuff is made in Vietnam or India or Bangladesh, but well, it's funny, Duke. When I left this morning to take the dog to the park, it didn't rain yet. Then we got to the park and the sky opened up, and then I was like, ah, crap. Now I got to go to the indoor range, which I don't really like. The indoor range I go to, it's a dive. It's a hole in the wall. Ports are always broken. The air filtration system is horrible. You come home and you cough up gunpowder for 3 days. But yeah, that's a good point, Kevin. Um, that's what they do now. They all say designed or engineered in the USA. Um, and I get it. Labor's expensive here. Um, that's why the Canics sell so well. Um, they're made in Turkey, and the labor's just very cheap there. I like the outdoor range, Duke, because the outdoor range where I shoot, I teach my classes there, and they have one of the ranges you drive to, it's up top, and it's a huge open area. And what I like about that is you can set up barrels and practice shooting from cover. You can kneel, you could shoot um, moving laterally forward and backward. And most ranges don't let you do that. So I like the fact that you could practice moving around there. Um, I took my last NRA class, the uh, personal protection outside the home class there a couple of weeks ago. And that was a grueling class. It was 2 hours. Um, yeah, there's other ranges around here, Mike. Like Bud's has a range at Bud's Gun Shop, but it's like 40 minutes from here, and they're outrageously expensive. Um, so on a case like today, where I just wanted to try out 2 new guns I bought, I'll go to the hole in the wall indoor range. But I got to tell you that Shoot 270 range they have at the Glock store in Nashville, that thing is awesome. You have literally 270 degrees of shooting coverage. And then they have low light and no light training in there. And it's $100 an hour, but you do get the range to yourself. So if you're ever in Nashville, you may want to check out the Glock store. That is pretty cool. Now we got about 2 minutes left, guys. Don't forget, I did put my email address in the comments. If anybody's left-handed and they need a holster for a 1911, send me your contact info. I'll send it out to you. These are from Urban Carry. They sent me 2 lock leather holsters to review. I don't need them because I have another holster coming today that I will be using. So I'd rather give them to you guys. And it is brand new. Okay. For all the people that just found us today, I appreciate that. Thank you for spending time with us. We do this stream every Wednesday evening, 8 o'clock Eastern, every Saturday at 12 noon. If you haven't done so, please hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, watch, like, and share our videos. Thank you all for joining. Again, thanks to our moderators for helping us kick the liberals back down to their parents' basements. Wouldn't be able to do this live stream if it wasn't for you guys, because we do get a lot of them. Anyway, hope you all have a safe weekend. Thank you for joining. We'll catch you next time.